Well, we can't play Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen drops the entire night, or can we?
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Might as well, right? Cheer us up a little bit. Not the New Year's Eve that we were hoping for as the Dallas Stars lose to the Buffalo Sabres tonight, but guess what? We have our Luds. That's right, and we love our Luds. And he's going to break some stuff down, and we'll talk about the year so far as the Stars approach the halfway point. And listen, I know they've lost 3 in a row, but they got points in 2 of them, so that's losing sort of the right way. Or is it? Well, let's get to it. Post-game show starts right now. Hey, everybody, this is the DLLS, easy for me to say, Stars post-game show after a 4-1 loss to the Buffalo Sabres alongside Craig Ludwig and our producer, Ryan Vaughters. I'm Owen Newkirk. Everybody's a little disappointed tonight. The result on the ice, well, except for Sam. Ryan's Buckeyes might be losing to Sam's Miami Hurricanes. We're going to have to hear that for a while, Luds. At some point tonight, when Sam comes on, as I lost my power cord, we're going to hear... You know what? We might as well play the Connor Hellebuck dance music. No, not right now. When Sam comes on, because he's going to want to dance if that football game score
Connor Hellebuck?
It's done. Ryan is conceding defeat. You know, every time we play that Winnipeg Hellebuck Buck song, Sam starts dancing.
I seem to remember that song.
Yes, it's hard to forget. Well, he's going to be excited tonight. But let's talk about college football later because the Dallas Stars have lost in regulation for the first time in a little while. A 6-game point streak goes on the wayside. And all of a sudden, Luds, they've lost 3 in a row. Now, it was a really good game against Detroit. Both teams picked up a point, lost in overtime. It's 3-on-3. You kind of brush that aside. Losing a shootout to the Blackhawks, a team that they should not be losing to, but it happens. Tonight, they scored right away, and then not again, and kind of looked like the second best team on the ice for a lot of hockey in this one.
Kind of looked like after that first goal, 15 seconds into the game or whatever it was, they thought there was going to be a runaway.
Like, hey, we got this team.
Yeah, like we're just going to score at will tonight. And then Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen said, no, you're not. And ultimately, you know what, though, there were, I'm going to say it, I liked 55. I liked the way he was moving a little bit better tonight, a little more assertive. I thought Thomas looked a little bit more assertive tonight.
That's good.
That's about it.
That's all you liked?
I thought Casey, I think I saw a little frustration for the first time from Casey on, I think it was Thompson's first goal. Miro was in his face a little bit, which would have been the, what was the score? 4-1
was the
final. So it
final.
would have been the third goal.
That was the first Tage Thompson goal.
That was the scramble. It was
Yep.
It was Thompson. Yeah, and he looked a little upset, probably with what was going on in front of him. Miro was literally sitting in his lap, but there was a scramble in front of the net,
and it was a sequence of a shot, a rebound, a lot of stuff around. It was,
and I thought there were 2 goals tonight that Casey has been stopping.
Yeah.
The Thompson one, he's got a rocket, but nobody in front of him. That was the last goal.
Josh said on the broadcast that Thompson's goal, which you'll do all the breakdowns for, was 91 miles an hour. And it was, I know he's a large human. I saw him morning skate. I've seen him before. He's very, very tall. And these sticks are super light, and you can lean on them and the whip and everything. But 91 wrist shot seems high to me.
Where are those measurements coming from? Is it, if he takes that same shot from the blue line versus the top of the circle, where is it ultimately? Is it just the highest?
No, I think it's the puck track. Yeah, it's probably the highest speed.
You know how they have that camera they used to at the skills contest? They have
the radar gun.
The radar gun. Is it still, like, where the hell is this
I think
thing?
that it's the puck. It's
Is
the
the tracker in the chip?
in the
Oh,
puck
wait,
now.
there's a chip in the puck, but
Yes.
they can't have something in the ice and tell if it crosses the goal line?
Don't get me
How
started.
do they do that?
I don't know how that's possible.
Okay.
Yeah,
got
I
a
know.
little-
The main objective.
I guess my question was,
You're
is
gonna
it
get
going
me on a
92
tangent
miles
here.
an hour because he took the shot from the top of the circles versus taking it on high?
Well, I mean,
92 is 92.
92 is 92 because
But it kind of depends on where you shoot it from.
It could start slowing down.
That's
but
my point. That was kind of what I'm trying to get at.
I would suggest
Where is that gun?
92 is probably enough that even if you start decelerating, it probably got to the net pretty quickly.
New Year's Eve, we're trying to kill time.
Yeah. So, speaking of getting on a bit of a tangent, though, it really bothers me that the NHL doesn't have goal line technology of some sort.
Don't understand
Because
it.
the main purpose
Tennis. I don't watch tennis. I've
But
seen enough
you
of
like
it with
that
little-
challenge. Yeah,
I like
the
that
Hawkeye.
thing. Why can't they do that? What's it called? The Hawkeye?
Hawkeye system, yeah.
Did they play tonight?
Who?
Oh, no, that was
that was the Buckeyes.
That was the
See,
Buckeyes.
wow, we're really starting to roll here.
See how I did that right?
I do.
See how I slid you in?
He's just you're carving him now because it doesn't say go Bucks anymore. Lud's back there. It says
Oh, it
Happy New
doesn't?
Year. No, it doesn't. The main objective of the sport of hockey is to score goals. Put the puck in the net, you win games. One of the best,
Or keep the puck out of the net.
well, you're right. The objective of the defense, your job was to try to deny the other team from scoring goals. But to win the game, you had to score more goals
Just
than
one.
the opponent.
Yep.
You had to score more. One of the best players on the planet at scoring goals is probably not going to make his Olympic team roster. Because why? We're gonna get back to the Stars and Sabres here in a second. But I don't know why, but maybe it's because of this sort of mounting
Are we talking about Wyatt?
snowball. No, we're talking about Jason Robertson.
Oh, you're
Wyatt's pretty good,
calling
too.
it? Are you calling it?
I think I have a hunch. Now, we're not going to find out officially until the Team USA announces on the Today Show on NBC on Friday morning. I think it's 8 or 8:30 Eastern time.
Tomorrow?
No, Friday.
Oh.
Today is only
What
Wednesday.
is
Liz.
today? That's it?
I know. We have a game tomorrow. Stars have another game. I know. They're playing in Chicago.
Are we doing that game from home?
No, we'll be here.
Oh.
So Sam will be here, though. Here's my question
Can
to
I
you.
do it from home?
If you do, I want to. Why
I don't know.
are they making this narrative about two-way hockey and checking when one of the most lethal offensive goal scorers in the NHL very well might not be picked? I hope I'm wrong. I hope Team USA picks Jason Robertson, but he's a goal scorer, Luds. He scores goals. That's how you win games, is scoring goals. Why would he not be picked?
I just think I don't know. I'm going to guess it has something. I mean, we're talking about not necessarily a 200-foot game. You're talking more of about a 40, 30-foot game. That's what I'm assuming you're alluding to.
I'm talking about the game that leads to scoring hot goals, which is how you win a game.
Do you remember when I asked, I don't even know if it was Billy or if it was Army, and I asked them, since you're playing this team or that team, meaning Canada or U.S., do you pick your teams to be able to beat that team? And it might have been Army. And he says, no, we're just going. Or was it Billy that said, anyways, one of those two guys.
I want to say you might have asked them both. That question.
No. I only asked one, and I don't remember which one. But the answer was, no, we're just going to pick the best team. And I call BS
Garen.
on that.
I think you might have, because I think it was one that you probably would have asked Army if you had remembered the question.
Well, Army, where I got it wrong was when I said the rink's going to be bigger. Do you pick your
No,
players
you
because
did
of
it
that?
right.
And
because you broke news. He
well,
said,
I didn't break it. I was just being, well, I guess so. Normally the rinks over there are bigger. So anyways, that's the question I asked Army because he was able to say, no, Luds, you're wrong. It's actually going to be 5 feet smaller or something like that. So maybe it was Billy. And
I think it might have been Billy.
Yeah. And so Billy Garen. And so what was I talking about? Oh, no, he just, I think that.
Can you do this for another 40 minutes?
When is the bell go off or the dong here? How long we got?
You got time. You got lots of time. We're only 9 minutes in.
I just think what you're trying to do, I call BS that, no, we're trying to, Swedes and the Finns and, those guys. You're trying to beat Canada and U.S. trying to beat Canada and Canada trying to beat U.S. What's your best team that you got to put together? I think it's more about the pushback. I think it's going to be like that I call it 4 seasons all the time. The four nations thing. Yeah. That was a competitive. We saw it in the first.
It was great.
First 10 seconds? We saw what it was going to be like.
Oh, it was right away.
Who's pushing who out of the fight? So and so anyways, long way to get around. Is that what they're seeing? Is there pushback from 21 in Dallas that they're going, you know what? This is a one-time thing. We need this team for
So
possibly just that one game.
I want to ask.
I don't know.
I know this is the post-game show after the Stars Sabres game, and
I don't think they're going into this expecting
we will
scores
go
are going to be 8-6.
But here,
it's going to be
right,
a competitive event.
There were players, and here's where I will fight for Robo in this one. Luds, there were players on the Four Nations U.S. team that I thought deserved to be on there last year that I thought did not play well.
Yeah.
I didn't think Jack Hughes looked great.
Yeah.
I thought that Kyle Connor looked
because it
not
was
great.
competitive and
it was physical and
he got pushed out of the fight. Yep.
I didn't think Brock Nelson had a particularly good Four Nations. I thought Dylan Larkin showed really well and actually got more involvement as they trusted him more. I thought it was a horrible idea for them to try to play Matthew Tkachuk after he was hurt when he played, one shift in the final. I know it was sort of like an emotional thing, but heck, if you want that, dress him in a suit, let him be an assistant coach and play Kyle Connor, and maybe he does. The point is that there were guys that they're going to pick, and we don't know the exact roster, just the rumored projected one. But
do they see? Do we look blurry?
No, I think we look.
Is that me or
no? I think it's you. I think we look okay.
Really? I think the numbers are blurry.
Well, that may be you may.
Oh, you look good. Mine's blurry. That's my camera. I don't need it though.
Yeah, no, you're doing just fine.
Maybe it just needs to be cleaned. Oh, it's the monitor. It's never the pilot.
No, our pilot is great. Yeah. I trust him to land the plane. Look at that. He's already annoyed.
He's in a bad mood.
Well, you know why?
Oh, yeah, that's right. The guys in the red jerseys.
You forgot about the team that wasn't winning. Yeah, man.
Okay.
What a troll tonight.
Anyway.
But anyway, that's my point is that there are some people, there's some of those players that we mentioned that, again, I'm not saying that Jack Hughes doesn't deserve another shot at the Olympics to try to show out better than he did a year ago at the Four Nations. I'm just saying that I don't think players should automatically be picked again just because they were last time because of past history. And yet, that's exactly why they picked Thomas Harley, was because of past history, because he has not looked good this year, but he got picked over a guy like Jacob Chychrun, who has been lights out offensively for the Capitals.
Yeah, I was reading what's on it.
What's it say?
Blurry. Something about the IHF.
Yeah, right. Look, they're going to call the rules a little differently.
Yeah.
And
which would lean towards more power plays.
And that's the interesting thing, Luds, is that let's say, for example, that they are going to call it more European style rule, which is tighter. You can't get away with quite as much physicality. And yet the U.S. is talking about we want a real heavy checking team.
Yeah.
Is that going to cause drama? But again, maybe that's why. I mean, look, the Canadians have plenty of talent on their roster. Maybe that's why they didn't pick Sam Bennett, because he's a big physical guy. Maybe they did pick Tom Wilson, so I don't know if that argument holds any water at all. But there is sort of a counterintuitiveness of, well, we want to really emphasize checking and physicality because you see the slog is going to be, and then, oh, by the way, they're going to call the games, the referees will be different, and it's not going to be the same as we saw at the Four Nations.
How'd the Stars do tonight?
They lost.
Did they?
Yeah.
Is that why we're not talking about them?
We're going to do a full breakdown.
Well,
I just figured
it's cool.
This would be a good time to talk about some Olympics again, just because I saw Luds. We do not know official.
You know the best thing about the Olympics?
What's that? You still have to work. Yeah.
Break.
I'm going to set you up on this though.
Okay.
We don't know the official roster for the U.S. until they announce it on Friday. We have seen reports of who they think is going to be, including Emily Kaplan. We said this on the pregame show from ESPN, reporting today that Clayton Keller, Seth Jones from DFW, of course, and Tage Thompson from the Sabres will be making the team. Now, that's reporting. It's not a confirmed, but that was not just a, hey, I'm hearing. We are reporting that they have been informed
they're allowed to, hey, give us a little bit so we can throw a few names out there.
I don't know.
I think that's cool.
I don't know if they were allowed to or if
Canada did that early.
I don't know if they just got that somehow by good journalism. So here's my question. We saw tonight Tage Thompson show out well, and that certainly suggests that he was feeling good after getting good news. And then we have Jason Robertson, who we think maybe got bad news. Did you see any difference in Robo's game tonight?
You're setting me up.
You
got the smirk on your face.
I literally told you I'm about to set you up.
Well, yeah, I know. Set me up to make me. Well, I did say something in the pregame that
you did.
I believe that when you watch Thomas Harley play tonight, you should see, because he was named today to the game, you're going to see an upbeat, let's go, the guy that you saw at Four Nations. And I think he was more like that today. I thought he was a little bit more assertive and plays. He got up into the offensive zone like he normally does. Yeah. Okay. So
I love it when you do that.
Did I see Robo battle on the walls, and did I see a couple times when there's scrums around the front of the opposing net, did he just circle behind the net instead of going into the pile? Where there were a couple times when he came off the ice a little slow. There was one time, I believe it was on the replay for the goal or no goal call, which was not challenged. Just kind of come and just kind of plop down on the bench. And again, that might mean that he's in, or it may mean that he was told that he's out.
There was a potential 3-on-2 rush.
I know. And
where he kind of gave up on the play, and then Essa played it to the space he thought Robo was going to be. I'm sure you had a note about that one, because moments later, he and Mavrik Bourque almost had a 2-on-1 chance, but it was broken up by Bo Byram.
So wait, where is that note? I wrote
Here's what I'm going to do.
No. I know you're going to a break. This is what I want to say. Razor said, I wrote it down as soon as Razor said it. You would expect number 21 to keep going on that play, to follow that play up.
You would.
Razor said that. I didn't. Maybe Razor knows something. I don't know.
You would expect, because even when he's out of gas, there's always an extra little bit of juice for Robo if there's an offensive scoring chance.
You're basically, what you're saying is you didn't have the kind of body language you thought he should have if he made the Olympic.
Is that what exactly what I'm saying?
Okay.
More breakdowns, lots of talk. We'll talk about Star Sabres. And does Luds owe Mark Stein anything here on the DLS Stars postgame show? The DLS Stars postgame show is brought to you by Monarch. Look, during the holidays, it can get busy. You can get kind of off track with your budget, your spending, gifts, New Year's Eve, and maybe traveling if you're going somewhere for either the Christmas holiday that just happened or now for the New Year, and then into the doldrums of January and February. But forget all that, because Monarch Money can be such a big help for you that you just absolutely have to take advantage of their big offer of 50% off for your first year. Things like maximizing your investments, increasing your savings rate, even reviewing your finances with your partner, just so that you can make sure that you are getting a clear view of your financial health week to week and as well as long term. So don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code DLLS at monarch.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code DLLS. Now, Prize Picks. This episode is also brought to you by Prize Picks, because it is not only fun, but as we make decisions every day, why not get paid for being right? We all know you're right? Well, one of the excitements of whether it's the NFL season, the NHL, the English Premier League, NBA, whatever sport is out there right now currently being played, you can set lineups on Prize Picks. What a great opportunity to have some fun and smart cash in. Prize Picks is so easy to play. You just set a lineup of 2 to 6 player stats, and if you get them right, you can cash in. One of the things I keep saying is that I love the fact that Prize Picks has flex play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. So download the Prize Picks app today and then use the code DLLS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That is code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, we're going to get to our buddy Sam Nestler over at American Airlines Center a little earlier tonight, because...
Why, does he get to leave early?
He wants to.
He's always leaving. Sometimes he doesn't
come right
at
there.
all.
Right now, he wants to rub it in. And Sam is going to play... he's going to be the gracious, good sportsman-like Victor, and not at all tear into Ryan.
I like hot times with men.
That's facts, boys.
Proximity
That's facts.
Goal. I have an important fact here. I went to the bathroom with Luds. This show has derailed.
The proximity goal gets me.
I only did a single teabag tonight, Owen. No double teabag action. So,
Oh my God, how many of these do you have?
Do you want to tell all the viewers about your double teabag this morning?
I double teabag it sometimes when I really need it. And you said it wasn't gonna last, but guess what? I'm fired up here. It lasted.
He's giving you all the material you could ever want.
I'm laying out on this one.
I
I'm just gonna lay
noticed.
out.
That's very unlike you.
Luds, what's going on, buddy? I haven't talked to you in a dog's age.
Hey, you know what, Sam? I asked Ryan this. I was
Ryan,
wondering,
there's a
why
couple
are you a
drops in there
Miami
for
fan?
that.
It's the school I wanted to go to when I was growing up, and I didn't get in. So I would love
that
to
should
say it
mean
was
that you want everybody to beat them.
No, I just wasn't smart enough. I didn't get into a lot of schools, Luds. Me and you had some things in common in that field.
I got that
Monday
feeling.
1 day,
Yeah.
Tuesday 2 day, Wednesday.
Wow, what day?
Okay, so what was the mood in the locker room today, Sam?
It didn't look like this. I'll tell you right
No.
now. It was I had to hold this down until I got up here and closed the door. But no,
Like
it was
serial killer stuff.
it was it was not good. A lot of disappointment. That was one of the fastest we had. We had Rope, Mavrik Bourque, and then Thomas Harley came into the podium right before Glenn Goldson, talked a little bit about Olympics and stuff. But even that was a tough time to do it because this was just such a disappointing game, right? It wasn't just a loss. It wasn't like we fought hard. We got a couple bounces against us. They let one slip here where they came out, scored a goal 15 seconds in, had the crowd buzzing on New Year's Eve, and just did let it slip away. And the main thing is
Sam, if you think that's disappointing, wait until they see pictures of me at midnight in my hot tub popping champagne, and they're going to be sitting on a plane flying to Chicago.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they're not supposed to land till 1:30, so they got to spend the new year on the plane. Hopefully get some fireworks. But yeah, it was just the feeling is that they created enough over the last 3 games. First of all, no one really said there was one thing that's gone consistently wrong over those last 3 games. And I know you don't want to say wrong when you lose 2 games in overtime in a shootout and then you lose this one, but it was just most of the focus was on defense. It was, we create, we do this, we get a chance, either we don't convert, but the problem isn't that we don't convert in that moment. It's that we then allow something the other way. And they just haven't liked the way they've defended. I think specifically what I've seen is the breakouts have just been really messy. They just found a way to turn the wrong way at the wrong time or make the pass, jam it up the wall when they have an easy outlet to the middle. They just haven't been as crisp, and that's really resulted in a lot of time spent on their own end, and a lot of that circling that we know they can get in trouble with, even in the new system. So a lot of disappointment, but on the positive side, if you want to have a positive spin on the fact that they have to play tonight and then tomorrow, it's that they get to go right back out and do it again and try to kind of find their footing, right? I think they're 0 for 6 in the last 2 games in the power play, and it's been a bad 0 for 6, not a we just haven't scored. It's been sloppy, turning pucks over the blue line, not getting shots through, not taking the right shots. And the moments tonight that really stood out were, Thomas Harley has Rope hands wide open on the backside and he just completely misses him. Or Matt Duchene has a chance to get up the wall and he just kind of throws it to the middle of the ice. It's just not clicking for the last 3 games here. And they found a way to get points against Detroit and against Chicago. Tonight, they just ran into a team that was better than them. And Buffalo did not play a perfect game tonight, but they played well enough to keep Dallas kind of frustrated and then found a way to convert once Dallas really had to open it up in the 3rd period.
Sam, I'm just not complaining about the Detroit game. I thought it was a well-played game, both sides. It was fun. 2 good teams going at it. Great. I'm complaining about Chicago because, it was sloppy. Chicago was missing 2 of their biggest offensive weapons in Nazar and, of course, Bedard, and they just didn't do enough to put them away. And then this one, you see the scroll, you see fans complaining about lethargy and energy issues, and all your points are fine. Offensively, breakouts, puck possession. But if they're complaining about the defending side of it, that's stuff they have to do that has nothing to do. I mean, obviously you can defend by having it in the offensive zone, right? But there's also coverage mistakes and sloppy play and of course how they handle the puck. But honestly, this one for me was more unappetizing or unpalatable than the first 2 losses of this 3 losing skit.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's because they had it right there too. If they just found a way to lock down a little bit, play a little bit more focused in the defensive zone, they probably win this game, or at least they're tied and have a chance to win, late or in overtime. But they just kind of got worse as the game went on. And Glenn Goldson actually said, he's like, I don't like when we score early. I don't like when my teams score early because sometimes you get too excited. You're like, oh man, 15 seconds, it's 1-0. It's point night. We're going to win 7-1. We're going to rack it up. We're going to be up big. And that can lose a little bit of your focus. And they lost that focus. And they, as I just said, they got worse as the game went on. Each period was worse, I think, for Dallas in this game. And it was focus. It was kind of being on the wrong side of a puck when they normally wouldn't be, or the little things that were happening. And I mean, Thomas Harley was -4, Wyatt Johnston's -3, Matt Duchene goes -4 and had a really tough night. But overall, you look at outside of that line of Robertson, Hintz, and Bourque, I don't really know who else to pick that played well. Casey was good early, but then, allowed a couple goals when the team started to break down. It's one of those games you probably just throw away. It's not necessarily something that you think we got to work on these 3 things. It's really been killing us. They got to find a way to get the power play going again, because that is proven to be their accelerator this season. When they get at least 1 power play goal, they play a way, way better style of hockey, and they find a way to win games, or at least get points. They get the 2 in Detroit, and that gets them that point in overtime. When you don't get that power play goal, you put yourself in a bad spot. And maybe this is what I think Luds was talking about earlier in the year. Maybe this is coming back to at the right time, where they realize we can't just win when we get power play goals. We have to find a way to win just with 5-on-5 when the power play doesn't account for it. And maybe this is a lesson they can carry forward.
You're at the halfway mark. Teams, you haven't played. Have they played everybody yet? Have they completed? Yeah. So you're just about.
Think so.
You haven't played every team in the league yet, but you're at the halfway mark, and so the news is out. Here's what they're really good at. If you can shut their power play down and make it difficult and change things, and what happens then is somebody figures it out. Who was it? Was it Chicago that figured something out? They play a little more of a box, gave them a hard time.
Yep.
So now you're going to start seeing things. All good teams, somebody's going to try to figure them out. That's what they do. So, but you know who did have a good game tonight?
Who?
Nathan Bastian.
He sure did,
Yeah,
Sam.
He had a good game. Your buddy had a good game. Here. So I have a theory. I have a theory why they played the way that you guys are saying that they played tonight. I would like to know from somebody out there that can probably get on the Google machine or something like that and figure it out. When's the last time that the Dallas Stars had to play on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day?
They've never done it. I already know that.
That's where it is. It's you're disappointed that it's New Year's Eve. You're at home.
Which it's a traditional game.
Always at home, and you always get to go out and you get to relax and maybe watch the game on TV next day. They were bent out of shape when they came into this game. And I'm just saying, mentally, I don't think they were checked in, because it was that simple. Not simple, because I would totally be the same way.
And Luds, what would you classify that as?
That's distraction.
Thank you.
But it's
we didn't rehearse that.
You're
Sam.
you're not focused, because you're still disappointed that you can't go out and hang with everybody, your family and friends or whatever it may be. You got to get on a plane and you got to play again tomorrow. Now, how many teams are doing that same thing tomorrow?
Back to back?
I think it's just Detroit and Dallas.
Okay, did Detroit done tonight?
I didn't even look, but I know they were.
Where were they, Sam? At home or on the road?
I'm looking it up now.
Let's see.
They're at home. They beat the Jets 2-1.
Okay.
And then tomorrow,
so that's what
They're in Pittsburgh tomorrow. That's not a hard
Pittsburgh.
Fight.
No, but even still, it's still disappointing. I mean, there's 30 other teams that are going to go. Well, probably not. Some will fly.
No, there's
home.
8 games tomorrow.
No, but some. No, I'm saying some teams would fly home tonight.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Sure.
So I just think that you've never had to do it as a Dallas Stars guys that have been around long enough, and you're kind of in a rhythm, and you get to go. And I believe when the schedule came out, and they went, wait a minute. Because I know I'd be the one holding the flag, leaning into war against it. Like I would hate it. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I do think it is you're right, Sam. I think it's wrong. Not wrong, but I agree with Gully, because man, you score in the first 15, 20 seconds, they're feeling like they're rolling tonight, because this team is due to lose. This is what they do. They just had a little stint of 9 games. They're going to start losing, and maybe you think the game's going to turn out your way too easy without putting the work in.
Yeah, I mean, Mikko Rantanen even said this morning, he was like, hey, I played a lot of times on New Year's Eve. I've never played on New Year's Day. And you're kind of saying, like, we definitely haven't played both games. And I think
but what he didn't say, but what you read between the lines, Sam, was this sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does. There's no arguing that.
I don't know. I've never.
But on a more positive note, if you will, we talked to Thomas Harley about the Olympics, and he was very he's Thomas Harley and then brought down another notch because of the loss. But he did give a couple of interesting quotes where, first of all, he said he was sleeping when Jim No called him. So we were correct saying that he did just wake up to answer that phone call.
You mean low energy Thomas Harley?
Not that his answer would have been any different if he had been awake all day, but he said that he actually wasn't expecting to make the team. He said the way I started this year, I was not expecting to be on that team. I thought I had a chance. I was in the conversation, but I really wasn't. If I had heard that I wasn't, it wasn't going to be shocked. And on the flip side of it, he was very honest about. He mentioned the word distraction multiple times. He said, "Look, I don't want to use excuses, but I had the contract, then I had the injury and the illness, then the Olympic thing hanging over my head. I'm hoping this is something that not only can, leapfrog him into some good play, because last year he played amazing after the Four Nations. He talked about how it slowed down a lot for him when he came back to the NHL because the pace was so high. But on the other side of it, the mental stuff now, where whether he made the team or not, now it's done. It's over. It's in his head. I mean, he has to go play the games, but the mental part of thinking about it and wondering is over. I would love for this to just be a leapfrog for Harley, not just after the break like last year, but before the break right now. You got yourself a month. It's over. It's out of your head. You get to go play the Olympics. You don't have to worry about it. You got the contract. You're healthy. Play some good hockey, roll into the Olympics, and then be the force this team needs down the stretch, because him being kind of the mediocre guy right now is hurting this team. They're winning games still, but him not being himself has definitely hurt this team.
Yeah. Nostradamus is going to tell you, like I said before the show, this is what he's going to do. Oh yeah. He will do this. He's going to now, like I said, I would have, if I'm Jim, and I really believe that Jim was probably wanting to push him on the team because he wasn't playing as well as Cooper, whoever else all saw him. I'm telling you, he can be this, but I would selfishly be pushing for him to be on that team because I know what this is going to do. And I think when he comes back, it's going to lead into that. But I think what you're going to see is you're going to see some things lifted off his shoulders, from now until the Olympics start.
I'll make you a promise.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like it when every now and then I pull a clip of you saying something that goes horribly awry, and then we play it, and it's.
You mean after he has a shitty? Yeah. After he has one of those games, you're going to play that clip.
No.
Well, I'm not saying he's going to be.
No. You're not seeing where I'm going with this one. Sometimes
I
do
positive.
that. I'm actually going to. My promise to you is that if Harley has the second half or the post-Olympics that we all hope he does, we'll pull this clip from New Year's Eve, and we will celebrate Ludstradamus saying, "See, I called it."
Yeah, and he's going to win the Conn Smythe when they win the cup. There you go.
Boom. Sam, Happy New Year, bud.
Is he leaving us? He's not around for the whole show? How does this work?
Why are you yelling at me? Yell at him.
Let's go Canes.
That game's over, right?
I'm going to let Ryan have the last word here.
They won. They
Why
won.
are you
I don't
a
know if you guys
hurricane?
saw. They beat Ohio State.
No. Miami.
Defending national champions.
See? I knew it. He danced.
All right. Hey, Happy New Year, guys. I will see you tomorrow in studio.
That's wrong.
Can't wait.
That's wrong.
I know.
One segment? He does one segment.
I know. He's gone. Next, more breakdowns stuff. Ludster ramping, whatever, here on DLS. The DLS Stars postgame show is brought to you by Wild Fork Foods, meat and seafood market. Do you like to grill? I do. Or if you're a Texas, I like to grill. I'm not an expert Texas barbecue smoker guy. I'm not saying that and minimizing that. I'm just saying that that's not my expertise. Many wonderful Texans swear by how long they smoke their meats. Well, if you are into that, or even if you're just somebody that likes fresh meat and, of course, great meals, you need to check out Wild Fork Foods. Head there to get all of your best pork, beef, seafood, chicken, even some of the exotic stuff, with also great help from the folks that work there. They're butchers, experts on how to prepare it, how to defrost things, how to make sure that you have the best meals. So, frozen is fresher at Wild Fork Foods. Go to any of their 9 DFW area locations, including Plano, Frisco, North Richland Hills, Flower Mound, Wiley, Addison, Las Colinas, Prosper, and Louisville, and check them out at wildforkfoods.com. The last thing we need to talk about here on our postgame show is Shopify. What do you dream about? What do you think about when you were a kid, about what you wanted to be when you grew up? Besides a superhero, I know Sam wanted to be about 9 feet tall, but poor Sam, that just didn't play out. Well, with Shopify is the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. It even powers the DLS merch store. You'll hear more from Luds about the great shirts that we have on alldls.com. Well, Shopify has you covered with website creation, product descriptions, email and social media marketing, and more. They also have AI tools designed to help you maximize your sales. When you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. So turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today. Shopify.com/allcity. That's Shopify.com/allcity. All right, everybody, let's get to the DLS what the puck part of the post-game show. We talked to Sam a little early tonight. He wanted to rub into Ryan that the Miami Hurricanes beat Ryan's Ohio State Buckeyes. Luds was trying to troll Sam by asking him about being a Carolina Hurricanes fan, which he probably is because of Logan Stankoven.
Yeah.
But let's break this one down. Stars lose to the Sabres 4-1 tonight. We begin 15 seconds in. Mavrik Bourque scoring almost before I got off the press box elevator tonight because I got a little hung up waiting for my sandwich pickup on the way over there. That's for another day. Get in there, Luds. People are still trying to find their seats, and Mavrik Bourque scores.
Yeah, it's all Mavrik Bourque's fault. That's the way I look at it tonight. That's why the game ended up the way it is. Too quick. What I did like about it is Mav getting in front of the net. Like, puck comes into the corner, comes around the wall. Miro pulls it off the wall. Mavrik doesn't wait in the corner sometimes, like guys want to get the puck back. He makes a beeline to the front of the net. Heiskanen with a good shot from the point. Mavrik actually gets the first one, and he gets it up in the air. Hits the goaltender, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, in the right pad, and then it's kind of bouncing around. Mavrik never takes his eye off, and I think he's got a 9-iron back there, and he kind of chips it right back to where the first save was made, and Happy New Year for
I don't know,
Mavrik.
Luds. I think that was a lob wedge. He just chopped that thing up over.
Yeah, and it's funny because his stick was tilted back, and the puck was bobbling at the same time. And there wasn't a lot of heat on it. Just I think UPL lost sight of it a little bit.
I know Mavrik fancies himself more of an offensive player, but that's where he needs to go.
Agreed. Yeah. And I think he does it. I mean, he does that. He does go to the front of the net. He's not a guy that plays on the perimeter and waits for pucks to come around and come to him. He's got a nose. He goes in there.
Yep,
so.
and that's good. I know he fancies himself more skillful and faster than a guy like Zach Hyman, but he should be trying to score Zach Hyman type goals.
Yeah,
be getting his nose dirty, going to those spots. I mean, I just showed you the McDavid pass tonight. They're losing Edmonton 4-1 to the Bruins at home right now, but McDavid had a silly thing. He skates around 4 guys and then dishes it for an open finish at the side of the net. I'd love to see Bourque score goals like that. Get around there, either his own rebounds or somebody else's pass.
But he also, from a Hyman standpoint, Hyman works hard on the walls. Mavrik does work hard on the walls. He digs pucks out of the corners. He'll get in second, third opportunity. It's just nice to see guys that put that kind of work in. Now, if
get rewarded.
If Mavrik was playing with 97, he'd probably have 25, 30 goals a year too.
Would he get 50?
All he does, McDavid, is just kind of lure 3 or 4 players into him and then dances them and then just taps it over to Hyman for an empty netter. But Hyman's got to get there somehow. I've never understood why defenseman on the offside, when you see McDavid and Hyman's there, you ain't getting close to the net. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know how he broke his wrist last year?
Yeah, that was on the Marchment.
Yeah. There should be a few more times.
Yeah.
That he wouldn't go there like that. So.
Oof. Well, Luds, that was the only goal of the first period, but boy, tons of chances. It was, I had it at 4-4 high dangers. There was one sequence where Bo Byram had after a really bad turnover, had a wide open shot. Then Dlls drove to the crease on a face-off win, backdoor, and then Zach Benson hit one parallel to the goal line, hit the post on the other side, didn't score. That kind of leads to that Tage Thompson goal later in the game, which we'll get to, but there were several poor defensive clearances around the net even before it eventually cost them.
Yeah, the awareness wasn't there. And I've got a couple here that we'll look at, but I thought there was a lot of staring at the puck.
Yeah.
Tonight. They're not looking away from it and trying to find your guys.
But Dallas did have a couple of really good looks. Miro had a great look from the slot. UPL made that save. Petro got into the slot, held, couldn't beat him glove side.
Oh, Petro, you're going to come up.
And then Foxa had a point-blank chance. It was a really nice play where they set him up right at the top of the crease, but UPL, again, Pekka Luukkonen made the save. So we go to the second period. Luds' first power play, actually second power play, because there was only one in the first. It was Buffalo. Buffalo gets another one. Colin Blackwell had a great chance set up by Sam Steele, but Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen made another very good save.
Great play by Sam Steele.
Yeah.
Great play by Sam Steele. Yeah, again, coverage from Buffalo, but that's what your goalies do.
One positive tonight, if you want to look at it that way, is the Stars penalty kill did their job, and they, I believe now, I'll give you the number, because Buffalo, I believe, has now not. This is the crazy thing. They've won 10 in a row. They haven't scored a power play goal, counting tonight, in their last 7 games. Luds, including tonight, their last 7 games. Waiting for him to get it. But as we look at those numbers, I mean, the one good thing out of this game, well, at least if you want to highlight that, is, here it is. The Dallas Stars penalty kill, right? Successful 100% in 15 of their last 18 games.
That's pretty good.
So that's good. That was a lot just to try to find that stat.
None of that matters tonight.
It did not matter tonight. So you go to the second period. Stars still leading. They get a power play. Josh Doan in the box. And then they get one scoring chance from Matt Duchene. Josh Doan comes out of the box and then ties the game. Not immediately, but shortly thereafter.
Decisions all over the ice. Here, Petro, put the puck in. Like, I think sometimes, and I say this quite a bit, you ultimately get a little bit too much confidence when things are going fairly well, and they have for Petro. He is the kind of guy, once you get close to this red line, if you're not making that initial pass, it has to go in. It didn't go in. The puck turns over, and then talk about guys staring at the puck. Yeah. This is the puck that was turned over at the center line, and it comes back into your own zone, and you've got everybody staring at the puck, and then here's the best area on the ice, and it is not covered, and you still have guys looking the wrong way. And then I don't want to pick on the captain, but I have to. You have to have your head on a swivel, Jamie. I mean, Jamie comes back into here. Buffalo's making a couple changes. You got to find guys. You got plenty of guys here, but nobody looks around, and Jamie's that last guy. Take a peek behind you. He doesn't, and actually what he should have done, here you go. I put, you don't know, you don't go. You stay here. Not sure where to go, but Jamie just kind of does a flyby, and he ends up going into the corner, and then there's that spot, and here's where you come in all loaded up. One little pass. Everybody kind of look at where everybody is standing there. It's all the just abouts. I was just about there, and then Casey's beat. And you can't blame the Smith on this one.
I'm not blaming Mavrik Bourque on that one, but why is he turning on that? Just use your shin pads, skate toward it. Don't turn into the soft areas. I just don't get that.
He's a forward.
Yes, but if you don't want it to hurt, the best way, and you know this better than anybody,
he ain't
face that shot.
That's Carbo. That ain't Bourque. They might both be French.
I understand some guys turn sideways to be able to make themselves bigger.
Yeah, your pads are in front.
It's going to hurt more, but it's admirable. Essa does that a lot. He'll block it with the side of his leg.
That's kind of like, well, I'm trying to get in the way, but I'm really not.
He's making himself skinny and more vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, 1-1 after the Doan goal. By the way, Tage Thompson led with the primary assist. Nice play to set him up on that one. That's just the first of many points from him tonight.
Yeah, he had a good night.
Jason Robertson had a really good look inside of the left circle, stepped in and ripped one. But again, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen with a save. This is becoming a constant theme, right? It's not as though when you look at the final score that Dallas was awful the entire night. But when they did have grade A's, and they had a bunch, they had 6 in the first 2 periods, and they scored on one of them. UPL was really good. I don't think Dallas really tested him enough in the third. But in the first 2 periods, they did, and when he was called on, he made those saves.
Yeah, but there weren't. You didn't see a lot of second and third chances from him. So, it was a listless.
Yeah, no. You're close.
Am I?
Lifeless.
What is listless?
Listless.
Yes. What was I saying?
Lift.
I know, but I don't have any feeling on the right side of my mouth. I got hit a long time ago on this side, and there was nothing on that
Wait,
side.
completely numb?
Yeah, nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I broke my orbital bone. Here's a good one for you. I broke my orbital bone. Anderson, Mikhail Anderson, little guy in Buffalo. Buffalo.
Imagine it always
that.
comes back to the
I went
Sabres.
to hit the guy in the middle of the ice. You know what he did? He put his head down, and I took his helmet right here. So I broke the orbital bone, and I'm not taking games off, so I'm going to play. And they're like, no, you can't play. And I said, well, Doc, what are you going to do? Well, we can operate, but then you're going to miss a couple days. And I said, operate, why? And he goes, well, if it's bad, your eye can drop down in the socket.
You don't want
I said,
that.
okay, I get it. What if you don't operate? And he goes, well, to be honest with you, a lot of what you have is probably cosmetic. And I looked at him and I'm like, cosmetic? Like,
yeah, like what are
really?
we trying here, right?
So anyway, there was a nerve pinched under there, and he says, you do have, I said, I can't feel nothing over here. He goes, 6 months, 7 months, it'll come back. That was about 42 years ago, and I still have nothing over here. So I there'll be times I'll be eating dinner, and somebody will say, you're bleeding because I'm chewing on my lip over
Oh,
here,
no.
and I don't know it. Yeah.
You can't even feel it.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
You can take a 2x4.
Yeah. Well, you could do that. You can do that
hacksaw
to the
Jim
left side of
Duggan
the
and
face,
hit that
too.
side, you wouldn't feel it at
doesn't
all.
matter. No.
All right. Up next, more
wait.
breakdowns, more super chats, all that and more here on the DLS Stars postgame show.
No internet.
This one's live.
This one's live.
This one's live.
Well, then I just want to tell you about the 2 hats that I ordered again. We can pull it. Yeah, there it is. I went with the 2 on the right over here. Is it? Am I right there? Right? They're watching. If they're watching?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Same.
Well, it's the white one. So the DLS black ones with the green there, they're cool looking, but they got a little pop on it for me. So no, I went to the white. So we're not really sure when they're coming. They've been ordered about a week ago now. Owen's going to have to check into that for me. see where they are. In honor of the guy that didn't make it, I want to pull up Wyatt again. Can we please pull up Wyatt Johnston? Yes. Sorry, Wyatt. You're going to have a beautiful vacation. You're going to have a good time. You're going to be rested for the playoffs. You're not going to be in Italy. Maybe they'll be in Italy. I have no idea. It's always nice when I start, the clock never starts.
I'm telling
never
you
have an idea where I'm at.
That Wyatt could very easily be one of the injury replacements if that were the case.
Sure.
Although Sam Bennett didn't make the roster. He has to be guy number 1, right?
Yeah, like I said, I think the thing with Wyatt is there's players like Wyatt on that team. Wyatt's been unbelievable when it comes to this year for sure power play goal. But I mean, you look at Canada, they got power play. I don't even know if Wyatt would get on the power play there. Not to say that he can't play 5-on-5. Penalty killers. They went out and they found some penalty killers. It's why Sorelli's there and a couple other guys, and so they've got them. So where would his role be? And that's what I think they're looking at. But that's like with all teams. They're all trying to find the guys that fit in the right pieces. And just this time it didn't work.
So let's talk about being a DLLS diehard. Scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget that you get such great access when you sign up to be a DLLS diehard, because not only do you get access to all the writing that all of our reporters do, whether it's Sam with the Stars or Clarence with the Cowboys, Ron with the Mavs, of course, Jeff with the Rangers, but we also get discounts on merchandise. You get a free t-shirt for the first year of your annual subscription. And you can pick any of those. Think about discount on the hats that Luds talked about just now. And, of course, events. We will definitely do another Stars takeover. That worked out really, really well. And I know we're going to do another one in the second half of the year. I don't know if we'll do another trip to Cosm this year. I think that was the plan, but we haven't picked a date yet. But that was a lot of fun. If you want a discount on those,
how hard is it to pick a date?
Just
pick a date.
Well, that's our boss. He doesn't even know.
He's probably got to go to Disney.
He doesn't
World
even know what day of the week we start our schedule and which one.
What holiday's coming up? He'll be in Disney World.
Yeah, I probably will. Happy New Year, GM Ben. All right.
Oh, he's probably already there.
Let's continue to break this one down, Luds, because the Stars were only tied after that first goal, but then Bo Byram snipes one, and it's 2-1 Sabres after 2 periods.
Yeah, but there was a lot that went into this snipe, as you said. Sorry, Nils. You have to read what's coming here. Matt Duchene, there are 3 forwards down below you. You are one of the last 2 defensemen on that line. You've got to check and see where Matt is. Matt's to his left. That's who's coming back. He doesn't. Here's your 3 forwards. Nils decides to pinch. It's a late pinch, by the way. So then Matt Duchene has a hard time getting all the way back here. But I want to talk about Byram. Now, Thomas Harley, 2-on-1. Talk about the lefties all the time coming down the opposite side. Better shooting angle. But what Harley does, he keeps them even with the faceoff dot. So from an angle standpoint, that's a pretty good spot. You let him more closer to where Thomas is, Now all of a sudden it becomes a little bit more difficult for the goaltender. But I want you to look at, this is what Casey sees. Casey, to me, is lined up here perfectly. This is a shot that I don't think should be dangerous for NHL goalies. But now you look at Casey's shoulders. He's square to the puck right here, right? And then what I think he does is his left hand starts to come up, and now look at his shoulders. He's guessing that he's going short side.
He's a little to the left.
Yes, and look at how much he's covering the post over there. And then Byram, perfect shot, head up the whole way. He ends up going far side. So
I want to give Harley some credit, Luds. I think he played that very well.
He played it great.
Yeah.
I would not tell him to do anything different with that. Now, the difference is, if that's a forward, not a defenseman, that forward will see how much space you can cut to the middle of the ice more, and he doesn't. So as a defenseman, you just keep coming down wide like that. Great shot. But a forward, especially the top forwards in the league, they'll see that space, and they'll cut more into the middle of the ice so that their shooting angle gets better.
I'm laughing because I just looked down at the chat, and GM Ben has a response for you.
Luds has lost his Disney World invite from me.
Apparently, he's been watching.
That's actually doesn't hurt me.
You're not upset by that?
I'm not a Disney guy. I'm not. I've been there one time.
You're saying that to the guy who's like Mr. Disney.
I know that. I'm just saying there's too many people. Oh, Lord.
Well, he's probably not going to invite you to be a guest on his podcast either. So
go Sabres.
Yeah.
Oh,
is that a 99 no goal? Oh wow, we gotta.
Did you do that one?
No, that's Sabres troll hopping in just to say, whatever. Anyway, so it's 2-1 after that.
There's the challenge.
Look, give Casey DeSmith.
We got to get to that.
We'll get to that. Hang on. Let's give Casey DeSmith a little credit because he made a save right at the end of near the end of the second period. Rasmus Dahlin had a one-timer from the top of the right circle. Casey makes a save. Josh Doan has a rebound at the right post, and Casey, that was a really dangerous second effort. Again, and Casey was able to make that one, snuff it out, and make sure it's only 2-1 after 2.
Casey makes so many second saves.
Yes.
Is that because of rebound control or just?
I think partly.
Yeah, but he's good at it. I mean, he doesn't quit on anything.
Okay, now let's talk about the timeout. Because after the Bo Byram goal, the Stars used their timeout. And there was some question as to, at first when they called the timeout, I thought, man, Gully's going to light into him because they were kind of listless, as you said. Yeah. And I thought he might try to just get him going. But as soon as they called the timeout, he and Neil Graham are looking down. And what are they doing? Well, they have those monitors embedded in the floor between where the coaches stand and behind the players' seating area on the bench. And so they're looking at the videos that the video coaches can send.
Yeah, they're looking at that, but they're leaning on the video guys because they got everything to see everything. They're letting them make the last call. But
they're giving them more time.
I think the closest that it is, as close as that call was or could be, and the time. Again, this one here to me, this clearly is offside. He's inside the zone.
It looks like it, but
you cannot see the puck, and that's why the question mark is there.
But you also can't see it from this angle because you're not straight on the line.
I know. We know that.
And
but the
in the old rules, his feet are up.
There.
Right?
You can't change. This is the angle. And again, they have other angles.
Yes.
But if this is the angle that you're looking at, not this one, the next one, Ryan, this one here. No, not that one. Can't see shit. Yeah, I didn't know he was going to use that. I thought I was going to be in trouble.
I thought he wouldn't.
This one here, you can't tell anything on this one. There's no way with the stick blade where it is. You can't tell. So you're not challenging here, even though you can see the light of day here. I mean, but again, then the one, I don't know when they put that one from up in the bird's nest up there.
This one.
I mean, bird shit nest. That's what that should be. Because who can tell anything from this one right here? Seriously, who can tell anything from that one? So ultimately, I think it was just too close. The score was too close. The time of the game wasn't proper.
I'm surprised that the TV broadcast didn't show the camera angle that they have, which is on the blue line.
I don't think they can see it because it's on that side and you can see that player.
Oh,
I said that to Ryan. I said, you can't see anything there.
I would have liked to at least have them show
all you're going to see is his shin pad. I mean, he's right on the wall.
So it was close, but ultimately they didn't use their challenge. But I actually like the coaching move to give them a chance to take a few more seconds to look. And ultimately, they didn't go for it. Because, I mean, Luds, if they had done that, they're down 2-1. That goal from Bo Byram came with just under 3 minutes to go in the second period. You give them a power play, and I know your penalty kill you trust, but if you do, as we called it in the press box tonight, the Jim Hiller and to make a bad challenge and let Edmonton score a power play goal in the playoffs, turn that whole series around.
Put that back up, Ryan. And you're right, but I want to go back to what Ryan said.
The last quote.
No, the last quote there. Sorry.
Yeah. Not the breakdown.
but the last quote. You're right. You can see the blue. The problem is you have to be looking from above to see where that player that's going across that blue line, where his skate is, and from the angle that we're seeing, you can't see straight up and down.
Right.
And they have those angles. That's why a lot of times we're like, well, that's obvious.
And
he's offside.
That's called a parallax.
Yeah.
And so because it's not straight, it can be almost an optical illusion.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the third period. Stars had another power play. Didn't do anything really with it. They were not very effective.
Teams are figuring out what they do. These guys will have to. They're going to tweak something.
We only have a few minutes left, and I know you don't want to go to overtime.
We are
tonight,
not going to overtime.
Do you think that they need to be a little bit more direct, just to throw off the scent a little bit? Shooting a few more.
Here's what I do with that group of guys on the power play. Guys, figure it out. They're and with 96 leading the way.
Yep.
You've got some smart, skilled guys there. You don't always look and come to the coaches and say, listen, we need to try this. They can sit in the room for an hour and watch all the power plays that haven't worked, which they do. I know they go through this stuff. Sit in there and go, well, this is what other teams are doing against us now. Now, there's been coaches here before that were unwilling to make changes, in-game changes, round-to-round changes. Make a change. Like you are very skilled guys, and you're very creative that you can say, listen, and Miro, we need you to shoot the puck more. Or Thomas, we need you to come down the back door. Or we got to rotate a little bit more. Or we need to take somebody else and put them in the slot. Because right now, we know that when number 96 has it to the left of the goalie, 53 is he's standing right in the slot here, which they're starting to take away.
Yep.
And 21 is probably standing off the back door. Well, they're not allowing that right now. So now you have to make a couple changes. That's what this game is about.
All right, let's go to the 2 goals for Tage Thompson. The first one was
the one Casey didn't like
in front of the net, and then the other one was the quote unquote 91 mile
and
an hour wrister.
if we could have live action, you would see Casey get up. Never saw it yet. Throwing his glove up in the air and looking around, and never saw him that frustrated in a game. And so that was frustrating him from maybe he thought, because the guy that was in his lap was Miro. Miro was sitting in his lap. So I don't know if that was aimed at Miro or just the whole situation. The last goal you're going to talk about, cheating the wrong way. Yeah, he was guessing.
He did, and
he was guessing it's going to my blocker side.
He leaned to his right and waved at it.
Which is kind of surprising
shot,
for me. Though. Yeah, great shot. But it's surprising to me because as far as I know, Tage Thompson is right-handed.
Yes,
he's coming right down the middle of the ice.
Yep.
Why would he be going back across the grain
instead of shooting it on his stick side?
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not a goalie. That's why.
I'm not either. All right.
And a goal scorer.
Luds, we got a lot of super chats, so we got to rip right through these. That's our breakdown as the Sabres win 4-1. We start with Finger Blaster 911 with a Lundqvist and is that a Miroslav Shatan 81? Any other 81s in Stars history that you can think of? I know Shatan wore 81 for Buffalo, so we'll go with that. Stars played pond hockey tonight.
Yeah. I think they had 13 hits. They were outshot, I believe. They were out-hit. The face-offs, one of my keys tonight is Dallas will take advantage of them on face-offs in the offensive zone because they're bottom 3 in the league face-off percentage, and I think they ended up being close to 60% tonight, the Buffalo Sabres were. So they got,
By the way, 81,
listless.
Only 81 in Stars history was Tomas Vincour. Yeah, it did. So Vinny actually was with the Texas Stars when I was down there and played a little bit in Dallas. So he wore 81. So there was that. Burned Oils with a Canadian Lundqvist in year after the Cup.
45? What number is that?
Who?
You said Canadian.
Yeah, it's $5 in Canadian.
Well, that's about $2.12.
There you go. I like when Luds wears tight jeans so we can see the strong legs of an Irish-born warrior. Isn't he German? Best wishes, Luds. Sucks the Stars ruined our New Year's Eve. And in case you're wondering why I read it that way, It's so I wasn't going to have the normal enthusiastic Sam drop because I know the threat that Ryan has. Let's go to Burps McGurps with another.
I'm blushing.
A Lundqvist in Year After the Cup. Is it fair to
Now I'm afraid I got to cross my legs.
Luds, is it fair? This question is it fair to be concerned about Harley? He hasn't had it all year, and you wonder if the system, an injury, or just bad play. We've talked about this fair amount on the show tonight, but you have high hopes for his second half.
This system does not affect Thomas Harley. I mean, he can still skate and make plays. So I'm confident that his last 30 games will be more like Thomas Harley.
And by the way, the Melee Man, I was definitely drop swerving on that one for sure. Chaotic with a Heiskanen and a Rantanen. Is the Dallas power play sponsored by ERCOT? Yeah, they've been a little light on electricity lately, Luds.
ERCOT?
ERCOT.
Nope.
It's who runs the Texas power grid.
Okay.
So they have not. Look, they scored 2 goals on the power play the other night against Detroit.
Yeah, but they don't look dangerous.
No, they don't. No,
now,
the last
and
2 games.
that becomes a problem because I think teams get back on their heels when they play them. They can't play as physical as they want and be as hard as certain guys as they want because, man, we can't put them on the power play. And now if they're, dangling along there, they can be a little bit more aggressive.
All right. Give me a bing bong. We got a good one here. So $9.99 British pounds to US dollars. That is a 13.43. But it would be a Madonna and 99 Cup year British sterling. Royal Blue Wizard. 4 hours in and 2026 Dallas Stars aren't good. Remember, they're watching in the UK where it would be 2026 already, but it's not for the Stars. Well, that sucks. And now I'm going to work instead of bed. Still, Happy New Year to you and go Stars. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. And let's go to Ardell's super chat, which is, a Ludwig and a Robertson. The sky is not falling.
The sky is falling.
It will grow back. All right, Luds. We've gotten to the point where the super chats are done, and we are less than 90 minutes away from 2026. The Stars have one of the best records in the league over the last calendar year. They have one of the best records in the league this year, but they kind of whimpered to the last couple of games. I'm talking about Chicago and then Buffalo here tonight. And you know what the good thing is? They get to play again tomorrow in Chicago.
Oh, that's not for them, but yeah. But we talked about this. We said this after game 10, 15, somewhere in there. They're going to hit a spot. Everything was going great.
Yep.
You put these points in the bank, and when these moments happen or these little stretches happen, you work your way through it. And it's not the panic because you're where a lot of other teams are, and they're tight, and you lose a couple games, you drop down to the bottom, and then you got to fight your way back. The good news is
not a good place to live.
They can get out of it. Yeah, they can get out of it.
We have a pregame show at 7 tomorrow night because it's a 7:30 game in Chicago because nothing like having a later start on New Year's Day. But we have a gift for you. So we would like to thank everybody all year long for supporting DLLS and watching the DLS.
I got a bad feeling about this. What do you mean a gift?
So
I know nothing about this
from
gift.
Sam Nestler, from Sean Shapiro, from Ryan Vaughters, from Craig Ludwig, and myself, Owen Newkirk, we present you a new Lud song to sign off 2025.
At least
another year has come and gone, and boy, has it flown by. But never shall we let it pass without singing for old Lud's sign. For old Lud's sign, my dear. For old Lud's sign. We'll drink a mug of beer just yet, for the sake of old Lud's sign. And surely Lud's will drink his beer, and surely he'll then drink mine. We'll raise our glasses for number 3, for the sake of old Lud's sign. And who would have skated down the ice and then punched a guy in the eye? The crowd will rise and will yell and cheer in honor of old Lud's sign.
all silly like the mayor.